Okay, everyone, we'll give this a try, see how it pans out. So much to speak about. So much has transpired over ever since actually we got to Europe. Over the last Before I begin, though, with an update what's been going on, I wish to say some very important things have been occurring behind the scenes over the last approximately 3 days, and very powerful things in the restructuring and uh, getting more to the point, let's say, with activating and bringing into uh, fruition and our reality now, things all inclusive like prosperity packages, abundance, RV, you name it, all of this, QFS. Um, as you know, we have more than one financial avenue that we have access here to. So let me say that great strides forward in all of this, and I'm told from Creator, from Father, this is all happening now, and again, it's imminent, and I know that, and many of you do as well. And, it's been long waits. However, it's from what I can concretely see and with evidence and documented concrete evidence from these timelines is that yes, it's right at our fingertips, if not right in our hands right now. So let's see what occurs with that. Now, again, last evening I had and yesterday, of course, I have visited what many of you know as the Glastonbury tour. Uh, it a significant area, and also last night when it was dark, I had visited Stonehenge for a very important activation. Let's say a multi-dimensional interdimensional stargate as well is opened there now and very powerful. So, as a result of that, what many of you uh, may be seeing in the futures, very near futures, is increased activity there, what humans would call as increased phenomenon, perhaps, but much more. And it's very significant of what occurred there without going into too much detail, and there will be things arise with that. So that's where I was at yesterday. Today I am in London, an important area for this time, an important location. There are things developing here. What I wish to say is that I'm going to be kind of not say too much. We'll see what transpires. Some of you may be informed on what is occurring here, what is significant at this time about London uh, in the higher dimensions. So I will leave that as that. I don't wish to leave you hanging or speculating, but let's just say many big things are occurring, and the cat will be out of the bag pretty soon on this, if you will. So good stuff. Um, so let me see what else before I try to catch you up to date on what I've been doing. I got some things wrote down, or I actually believe I may just do several lives and break them up. Uh, so with the energetic update, of course, we're hitting new highs all the time. And, with that, I'll keep on the energy topic for this. I just posted, over the last several days. I am so busy all the time. However, over the last several days, I have posted again about protesters. Now, as you see, the protests are part of the awakening. And also, even if someone is not awakened, they are taking part in these protests, and it's part of their awakening process. However, you're seeing the numbers rapidly increase, and with Hong Kong, when I share about the protests, it's the biggest reason that I share about the protest is that it's the point of the matter, which is showing the support where people are no longer accepting what does not resonate with them or stand right with them, and they are standing up against it. And, that is the point. There are so many political views you could put onto the protest and what have you. But all of these protests, they do converge and they are for a reason, and it's the point of the people. And this is what I focus upon. So it's great to see everyone standing together, more and more going into the streets, holding hands, standing together. It's great change that has not been seen before, and it's due to this ascension, what is occurring. And each one of you, the more empowered you become as a individual and connect with your divine comrades, the more that is accomplished, the vibration is raised upon the surface. We're able to lift, um, let's say, millions that are unawakened. You know that the strength of one of you in your full divine pure prowess can raise millions. And there's so many of us, and that's what is occurring. We don't need everyone awake to shift these timelines, as many of you know this. There are so many powerful divine ones that are upon the surface at this time to cause this effect. The ascension is ascertained, nothing stops it, and let's say the battle against the darkness was actually won in 2012. And again, we're integrating into the timelines how this will be. It's been done already by us. However, we're integrating it into the timelines. Um, Before I go much further, much love, Dale. So many of you. Is this still broadcasting good? I'll just look here. Just hold on. I'll check, see if it's still going. Hold on. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're still going. So thank you. I just checked another area, so that's good. Um, so everyone, hang in there and just keep totally positive. And of course, you need the patience and with this, which is a virtue. And at this point, again, I wish to stress the significance of having no fear. If you are a whistleblower of sorts, or if you're in any company, that is oppressing or part of the oppression and suppression and enslavement of humanity, come forth at this time and have no fear. And I will say here, you cannot be killed. We are divinely here to do an important mission. And I can assure you that you are not taken out of the game. You don't die. And this is very important for you to know that. Now, also with that, I say, have common sense with this and don't go and jump off of a cliff or something crazy like that. But what I'm saying is stand in your uh, divine power and come forth with everything you got. and many are doing that, and more rapidly we affect this good change. And I am one. Within this physical vessel, they attempted to the darkness to kill, if you will, several times. And I'm still here, and I told them I cannot be killed, and neither can any of you. And there are more of you out there, and ones even watching this, that do know the truth. We are not eradicated from these timelines. It's divinely assured and ascertained. So we're in great times of uh, great things being done upon the surface for all of you that in your what you would call your past human lives that have been targeted in many different ways from the darkness. You were never in any harm's way. You needed to be the ones to be targeted, to understand how the darkness worked, to gather evidence and information and documentation that you could purvey to the rest of the public and the unawakened public as well in these great times of revelations. Um, so again, everything happens indeed for a reason. As you know, there are no coincidences, and everything is divinely orchestrated. You can look back. I know some of you have come through quite the intense human ordeals with this. However, look at it, you're still here today. So, for that simple matter, you know that it's assured and that you cannot be killed and that you persevere through everything. So, keep with it in these times. Things are happening so rapidly. They are happening so rapidly that I'm even having, let's say, troubles keeping caught up on everything. But there is never any trouble, of course. We always have what we need in the moment in the lines of information. And I tend to be, uh, I work divinely 24/7, and my focus and my intent is getting this mission done as soon as possible. And I work very hard at that. So again, having said that, many of your messages, it takes a while sometimes to reply, and most times, if I don't add anything to your messages much, I will send a heart as acknowledgement for that. Uh, Everyone is indeed important. However, at times as well, I'm here in physical uh, humanoid form and comply with linear time for the most part. It's important that my placement on linear time is um, let's say, spent a lot here. And on linear time, as you know, sometimes the old expression or adage that there are not enough hours in the day. So sometimes that still applies to I. Also, in this physical vessel, it requires rest at times. And when I'm not resting, totally devoted to this mission and getting it done. So great. Anything else in lines of the energetic update? To covered quite a bit on that. So what I may do is just end this live to keep these short and to try to keep a focus instead of being totally all over the board with things and just touching on things. So that looks pretty good. Well, energetically, the earthquakes again, as I mentioned, it's pretty active on the Adriatic Sea, on the east side of the Adriatic Sea, and that's to do with the new integration of the 5D grid as well. I haven't checked, but in Ireland, the extensive work we did uh, in that area. There may be some quakes on the northwest side of Ireland and also perhaps over in the North Sea uh, between Ireland and England as well. And uh, these earthquakes are necessary when we're doing energetic work because we're realigning. And if you look, if you are informed a little bit on geology, the magmatic fluids of Gaia, which are uh, crystalline based, we are when we're structuring the new ley lines, they're dependent upon the frequencies of the crystalline base. So there was a lot of rerouting that goes on within Gaia's shell of crystalline beds to do this. And part of the reasons as well is that the old ley line grids was done on uh, a sacred geometry, but precise geometrical figures. And the ley lines were severely in 2012. The ley lines had came to a point of instability. What actually occurred is that Gaia did flip at that point, and everyone was transported to a temporary fourth dimensional space, including Gaia, while we restructure the 5D Gaia with all the ley lines. So with your ley lines, they have changed, even though we have kept perhaps only three or so nodules of the old ley lines intact, the primary nodules now I'm speaking of. And you may still go to some places where the ley lines are now dormant but feel energized there. And a lot of the reason is because of individuals that, even though unbeknownst to them, those old ley lines are stagnant, they still feel the energetic reactions and responses there. Is because the individuals as well, where they have become stronger, and us, where we have become stronger as energetic conduits, I guess I would say here at this time. We influence everywhere we go energetically. And also with the mind, where you create by your thoughts as well, you can heighten areas and, take Mount Shasta for instance, in the US, when many are there united in high vibration and high energetics, you create a lot of interdimensional space and lots of cool things occur. So I won't, I could talk all day on that. As a matter of fact, I could talk all day on almost anything. However, I'll keep it short. Uh, so that's great for the energetic update. Keep totally positive. The highest vibration this week is going to be very amazing. We're waiting on more indictments to be unsealed. I feel that it's very close that a lot of those this week may become unsealed, implicating much more of what occurred here in lines with the global corruption suppression of humanity. Now, having said this, one quick thing with the money that is currently in place upon the surface, it doesn't matter if it's the money is in hands of most of the money, if it's in hands of the Vatican and banks and all of this, it doesn't matter what they have. What it matters is what we create, and what we have created is an unlimited or limitless supply of the currencies. I shouldn't say currencies, the energetic money, which will it puts everything else in a box. The old economic structures, the nonsensical way that the monetary systems work, it can no longer work that way. And we're in this swift, huge transition out of that as well. Now, there are futile attempts by some, let's say, dark ones or misinformed ones that are put things out on the internet that gives power back to the old cabal regime. No, that's not there. We're in a transition. And what I suggest for everyone putting anything out to assure that any information that you may be sharing or purveying, that it is accurate and that it fully resonates as well with this. We don't wish to uh, create other things that are not there. Each one of you has become so much more powerful as a co-creator here, and we wish to keep this refined without distortions in the truth going forward. And like in the old days, let's say you saw how such valuable teachings like from the Christ was totally manipulated for a self-service for the darkness, and we don't wish that now, and it will not occur. It's assured that it doesn't. However, the least misconception in misinformation that is out there, the quicker we integrate all of the good things that we wish to have here. And many of you are tired. We have worked so hard, I included, and let's get this done and keep the high vibrations. Remain adamant, stand in your light, in your truth, and your love, and don't back down from anything, even though there's nothing much to back down from, but it's just keep standing in your light. You are the peers. We are the peers. We do it all together. Every one of you has pieces of the puzzle, bits of information. The quicker you come together, the more you get connected, the quicker the new is created. And that's one way how it occurs. So I love you all and thank you and have an amazing day. And I'll be doing another live or two shortly. So thank you all. Much love to all of you. Woo! I love you. We did it. Have a beautiful day. And thank you.